Yo, what's good everyone? Yo, what's good guys? It's your boy Motoman with another episode for you guys here today. And the topic of this video is what happened to factory motards. The motards that I can currently think of right now is you've got a WR250X. I have no idea if they still sell that around the world or not. They do not sell it here. They do sell a CRF 250M here, which is just the supermoto version of the 250L. What else have we got? We've got the KTM 690, which obviously, unfortunately, they don't sell here properly. At least in Thailand, they have a ridiculous price on it. Now I know Husqvarna has a 450 SM that comes all supermotoed out, but that's just a race bike. As fun as that fucking thing would be, wow, I can't imagine how fun that would be. What else have you got? You've got a DRZ 400 SM bike that I personally used to own, and it's a good bike, but you know, it's dated, man. It's dated, and the styling's dated, and the whole thing is dated, unfortunately, and that didn't quite do it for me. It wasn't quite powerful enough. And then the other bike I can think of is the Ducati Hyper Motard, which you guys know I have pretty extensive knowledge of. But even though I include that as a motard, it is a motard. It's kind of not a motard as much as it is a motard. It is a twin, obviously. It's not a single, and it's not particularly light, and this instant torque isn't really that reminiscent of a supermoto kind of bike, but it makes up for it all after that in the power band. So my question to you guys, if anyone can let me know, it just doesn't seem to make sense. What happened to factory motards? I just don't understand what happened to factory motards. It's one of the reasons why I like this bike a lot, because this bike really feels like a motard. It feels like a super motard. You know, you see it, this bike is sold really well, and you got people like me that I'm sure like this bike because it's very low weight. It's so easy to just like fucking like flick around like that piece of, you know, piss, excuse my language. So easy to flick around, and it's full of low down torque, and it does fall short in the mid-range and the top end, and this bike specifically is a bit low on kind of the suspension and stuff is slightly lower quality than obviously the next bracket of bikes and all of that, but I'm not going to get into that today. But the question really is what happened to factory motards? I don't understand why brands like Honda, brands like Yamaha, or even Suzuki with their DRZ 400, the whole Japanese market, right, why don't they offer more motard variants, right? You seem to have these like adventure bikes, obviously you've got sport bikes, you've got this whole middleweight naked category, as this middleweight naked fucking cow crosses the road in front of me, bruv. Yo, what's good? And then he just stops there. You see that? He just stops in the middle of the road. He's like, don't fuck with me. I don't really understand what's going on with the market. I personally like the Ducati Hyper Motard a lot. I wish it had a bit more power. I wish it had more low down pull. I kind of wish it had the power delivery and stuff of like an MT-09. But as great of a bike, as great as a bike that is, it's a little bit heavy and stuff, but not specifically aimed at any bike specifically in this video. It's more in general. Like, I don't understand why the Japanese brands or BMW or anyone really wants to release like a motard. Like KTM's new 790 coming out soon, right, twin, right? I know it's like a very like kind of compact, lightweight looking naked, and I think that will be a flipping wicked bike. I mean, they could have offered that in a supermoto kind of single looking style bike, but just put a twin engine in it, surely. It's just a style preference. I know the market kind of goes for low seat height and stuff. A lot of bikes do go for low seat height because people need low seat height, and I understand it, but I'm very confused as to why the market has just not really given any options. I mean, the Ducati's Hyper Motard is like the only big CC motard that I can think of, apart from the KTM 690, which is completely like basically non-existent in this country. I know BMW used to have a G650X and a G650 like R or something. They had a few variants of them, and I think apparently, I think when I read about it, they didn't do as well as the 690 KTMs, so I think they just stopped production of them. My guess is they just don't sell very well, which is really unfortunate, because I'm a really big fan of Motards. Motards are my favorite style of bike by far. They are by far my favorite. I think they look the best, they're the most fun to drive, you're upright, you're right over the handlebars. I personally really like that as a style. So guys, what do you think, man? Leave a comment below, let me know. I'm interested to know what you guys think regarding what has happened to Motards. Why are Motards like the smallest market? You have middleweight nakeds getting, you know, just getting so much ground right now, and then you've got super nakeds, which are also just, you know, such a big like thing right now, and I love them too. And then you've obviously got sport bikes. They're always a thing. And then it seems to be, if you don't want one of those types, then you go to an adventure bike, and then it's heavy and you want to go like around the world, you know. But what just happened to lightweight fuckery? If you don't know, my channel's explicit by now, I guess you never will know. But what happened to motard fuckery? That's why I like Motards, because it's pure fuckery right there. You know what I mean? You lightweight, don't fuck with me, low down pull, and just, you know, man, it's fun, like, you know, sliding the wheel, back tire and shit, you know. It just got me thinking. I sold my CRF recently, like you guys know, and I did have that in a Motard trim for a bit, and unfortunately that just didn't have the power that I needed it to have, really, to keep it as a Motard. So yeah, leave a comment below, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for staying tuned for this video. If you got this far, congratulations, and you know what, I'll see you guys on the next episode, man. Motoman out.